Welcome back, students, to the endearing story of Ivan and his friends. Quick recap. We saw that Julia gifted finger paints to Ivan, and our dear Ivan is thoroughly enjoying himself engaging in this new form of art. Ruby is paranoid of the claw stick that you can see on the screen, and she's worried that Mac will ill treat her even more, particularly after the way she had slapped him with her trunk. Most importantly, seeing the torture that Ruby is going through, Ivan, our reluctant Ivan, finally resolves to save Ruby from the cruel life in the circus. The next chapter is titled The Story. And you know why? Because in this chapter, Ivan starts narrating a story to Ruby. And this is a story that Ivan really hopes turns out to be true. This is a story about a brave little elephant that gets a new safe place to live in. In this new safe place, called the zoo, humans actually take care of animals. Children, a zoo is not like this circus where Ivan stays. In a zoo, animals are not really tied up or tortured with claw sticks. So, Ruby, when she hears this story, really wants to know how this baby elephant in the story gets to the zoo. Ivan assures her that a friend of the baby elephant made it happen because that friend had made a promise. Doesn't this story sound very familiar to you? Yes, you're right. This story is very similar to the story of Ivan and Ruby. In fact, you can say that Ivan told Ruby a story that reflected his wishful thinking. You know what is wishful thinking? Wishful thinking is that kind of thinking where you wish that whatever you think turns out true. Children, have you ever gotten into wishful thinking? Think about it. Anyway, so this was a story that Ivan wished and hoped would turn true. So he really hoped to get Ruby out of the circus into a place called a zoo. Now you must be wondering, why did Ivan spin a wishful story about himself? How will wishful thinking help him? Well, I think that he started wishful thinking perhaps to gather courage or even to motivate himself and to reassure himself that his dreams that seemed so impossible were actually possible. So, in that sense, children, wishful thinking is like dreams, your goals and aspirations. And that is dreaming, is the first step to changing your present. As someone said, if you can dream it, you can do it too. But remember, dreams as well as visual thinking, even if it is of Ivan's, does need to be backed by action and strong, firm action. Only then your dreams can turn into a reality. Coming back to Ivan, the next chapter is titled How, and it is all about how Ivan converted his dreams, his goals, his promise into a reality. Children, dreaming and yes, wishful thinking is very easy, but how to make your dream a reality? Well, in this chapter, Bob and Ivan discuss how Ivan can keep his promise to Stella to save Ruby from the cruel life in circus. Poor Ivan, you can see him on the screen. His eyes are wide open. You know why? Well, he doesn't sleep a wink that night. He is thinking about how to fulfill his promise and how to make that story true. Suddenly, while he is thinking about how to make his dream into a reality, Ivan is flooded with memories of his childhood. He remembers it all and he has not forgotten anything. What They Did is the title of the next chapter, and it is referring to what humans did to Ivan's parents. This time, children, Ivan's childhood memories are painful and heart piercing. You know why? Because he remembers that while he and his twin sister cling to his mother, humans killed his mother first and then his dad right in front of his eyes. And if that's not enough, these very same humans chopped off his parents' hands and feet. My God, isn't that cruel? Isn't that merciless? The next chapter is titled Something Else to Buy. Now, what is there to buy and where is it to buy? Ivan, in the midst of all these painful memories, remembers that the gift store at the mall next to him sells an ashtray made from the hand of a gorilla. Isn't that the height of cruelty, children? Painful memories and the thought of this ashtray ignites the suppressed anger within Ivan. Ivan realizes that although he is mostly the peaceful sort of a gorilla, but within him there is another Ivan who is similar to the angry depiction on the billboard sign. Ivan realizes that this ferocious Ivan who is within him is actually capable of tearing a human into pieces. Our Ivan children is very angry now because he suddenly remembered the way humans treated his parents. Can you blame Ivan for this violent anger within him? I really don't have any answers to this question. Think about it, children. While Ivan's anger is seething within him, simmering inside him like fire, Ivan suddenly remembers Ruby's story about how some villagers rescued her, some humans were kind to her. So Ivan also remembers at that time Stella's wise words. Humans can surprise you sometimes. Remembering this story of kindness in Ruby's life, Ivan's anger evaporates and the kind Ivan is back. He has now got a plan about how to keep his promise to Ruby, that too without hurting any human. Children, remember, the answer to any violence is can never be violence. You cannot defeat violence with violence. There has to be peace. And our Ivan has found that peaceful way of winning his battle. Now, what is Ivan's plan? Let's read to find that out. The next three chapters, titled Days, Nights, and Project, are all about it. Ivan gets very, very busy. He, after all, has a mission. During the day, he waits for the night. Now, why is he waiting for the night? At night, Ivan paints relentlessly, sheets after sheets, all through the night. What is he painting here on the screen? Ivan is making a giant puzzle for Ruby to save her. And so he works tirelessly for many, many nights. He's hardworking. Shh, quiet. Ivan is very secretive about his new project and his new plan. So he hides each of his sheets away from Mac. Otherwise, Mac is going to sell these to the gift store. Ruby is very curious about why Ivan isn't sleeping enough these days. So she inquires about his new project. Ivan informs her that he is making a painting for her, but he cannot show it to her. Shh, quiet. This is a secret. Now, what is this secret giant painting, puzzle painting? Look at it. How is a painting or a puzzle going to help Ruby escape the circus and move to a better life in the zoo? Now I am really puzzled. I'm scratching my head and tearing my hair apart. So, read the book to find out the answers to these questions and figure out the puzzle. Signing off now. Goodbye and stay safe.